Hi everyone. I think we should start our sessions. In last sessions, what we discussed? We discussed about of the sed command. After that, we discussed about of the how to zip file, how to unzip that file. After that, we discussed about of the ping related command. So it is nothing but if you want to something we want to connectivity with our internet, then we can say call it a networking command. Then we have the ping command, curl command, then I config command. Config command is nothing but to get the IP address of our machines. After that, we have the I think we were discussing about of the wget command in last sessions. So it's pending. So how what is the purpose of the wget command? So it is used to the download the files from the internet. Suppose I want to my requirement is a I want to download the some files from the internet. Then just we have to open here internet. Suppose I want to download the suppose we have I want to download the one Lombok jar files download. So one Lombok files is it is related to the my project. Just click on the enter here and that copy that URL and just go to the your Linux operating system. Then just you have to enter the wget. After that, just we have to copy that URL. It is related to the HTTPS. Then download the link. Then once we click on that one, so you can see the my file is downloaded here. Suppose I want to check that file is downloaded or not. Just you have to enter the ls-l. You can see here the download one, download point one. I think already I have downloaded the file. So that's why I'm getting the point one because we cannot use the same file name already. We know about this one. After that, suppose I want to remove that file. So you can use rm command. So after that, today's agenda we will discuss about of the process management. So our new topic is the process management. Process management, it is nothing but suppose whenever we go with our Windows operating systems, then whenever we click on the task manager, that is called as a we have the some processor running in our background. So you can just click on that particular and just uh, uh, end task here. Suppose I want to end that task, then you have the options here, the end task. Same thing, I want to check the processor, process in my Linux operating systems. What are the processors running in my operating system? Just I want to check. Then I want to displaying the process with PID. What is the PID? Is nothing but it is a processor ID. Every processor has a unique ID. So we can say called as a it is a processor ID. Suppose I want to check the processor that is called as a PS, then AUX that is called as a these are the processor ID. So these are the processor ID. So already which is running in my processor. So it is running in my operating system. So we will discuss later on what is the root directory. So it is not root directory. Right now we have the it is a root user. So we will discuss later on root user, custom users. Right now just we are talking about here the processor. What is the processor? Processor is nothing but we have the we can say called as a display the running processes here. Suppose I want to show that running processes, then we have to go with PS, then AUX. Suppose I want to kill that process, then just you have to enter the kill. Kill is nothing but it will be stop the processor. Suppose I want to stop the processor a particular ID, then you have to enter the you can check here again PS AVX that is called as a processor. Suppose I want to stop that processor. Uh, then you have to go with kill kill command then -1. Then it will be immediately stop and forcefully be stop. So that is called as a terminate our process immediately and forcefully. So this is my process management. So it's nothing but it's simple topic and small topic. After that, suppose we have the user management. Next topic, next agenda is called as a user management. User management is nothing but Linux is already we discussed multi-user based operating systems because Windows operating systems only one user operating systems only one user can access at a one time. But Linux is a multi-user based OS first user, suppose we have the root user, then I want to create the another user. First user by default that is called as a root user. Suppose I want to create the multiple users uh, in my single Linux machine, then we can create the multiple users and we can perform the multitasking at a time. So that is called as a user management. Suppose what is the right now we have who am I? That is called as a EC2 users. So what is the users? It is a default user in Amazon Linux VM. So that is called as a EC2 users having of the all sudo privileges. All sudo privileges is nothing but we can say it is the root user. So EC2 users has a all privileges. So uh, suppose I want to delete some users, suppose I want to update some users, then EC2 user has a privileges. EC2 users can delete and add all those stuffs because he has a sudo privileges. Sudo is nothing but super doing operation. So by using of sudo command, we can all performance that is related to the suppose I want to add the one user, suppose I want to install the one software in my machine, then we have to go with sudo command. Then we will discuss later on. But just here one thing, EC2 user is a we can call it a root user. In EC2 users by default in our Amazon Linux and EC2 users having of all sudo privileges because these privileges already provided in the Amazon Linux VM. Suppose I want to create another, suppose we have the Amazon Linux here. Suppose we have the Ubuntu Linux, then we have the EC2 user same in Linux, same like that. In Ubuntu, we have the Ubuntu by default user. So we have the EC2 users in our Linux operating systems. In Ubuntu, we have the Ubuntu in by default user that is called as a Ubuntu users. Suppose I want to create new user account for my one home directory. So suppose I want to create a one user. So when we are creating the user account for user account one home directory, already we discussed. Suppose whenever we go with ls-l, then you can, sorry, 1 minute. Suppose we have the one EC2 users. In EC2 users, we have the UMI that is called as a Linux operating systems here. Suppose I want to create a one user that is called as a we can say called as a suppose I am creating the one users. So then we have to go with uh, create command. So how we can create it here? Cat command, and then after that etc command. So etc it is nothing but we have the etc we have to enter here. Then right now we are checking the all users are created displaying. Okay, so displaying the all users created, then we have to enter the password. You can check all users here. How many users we have right now? We have the one EC2 users. After that I'm having of one John user. John user is nothing but so these users already created from my side. You can see here the first one is a John user has a root directory because already we talked here when we create user account for user account one home directory will be created because every user has a root directory home directory, then after that we have the user directories different we have because already we talked about of the file system in the Linux. Then after that, I want to create one users because right now where I'm in EC2 users, we have the all users here. How to check it? So you have to go with cat command. Suppose I'm clearing this one. Then cat. Then we have to enter the etc. Then we have to enter here password. Okay, we can see already EC2 user, John user, all users we are already here. Suppose I want to create a one user. So my requirement is I want to create a one user. Then we have to go with sudo. Sudo is nothing but super doing operation here. Then user add. I want to add one user here. Then you have to enter the user add. Then you can enter your username as per your requirement. I'm entering here the Raju. So once we enter the Raju, then we have to set the password because every user has a username and password. Suppose whenever we go with any of the application, then we have the login credentials. In that login credential, we have to create the user ID and we have to create the password. So right now I have created the Raju user. So after that I want to set that password for that user. Suppose I want to right now I want to set the password for the Raju user. So we have to go with sudo user, then password, then username. What is the username here? So you can see the Raju here. Then it will be asked here changing the password for the Raju. Then you have to enter the password. Suppose I'm entering here the Raju123. You have to just it is showing the password is shorter than 8 character, so it's a bad password. Suppose I'm entering here the Raju @12345. So you can check here. I want to maybe just a minute. I want to set the password here. Then password, then username. What is the username here? Raju. Then I'm changing the Raju here @12345. After that, password content name some form. Okay. So it is you can check here bad password, but it is asking for me the retype the new password because it is showing only validation message. Then you can see here the my password is token updated successfully. So suppose we are entering the password in particular of the website, it will be show the weak, strong, that type of here. You can see here the bad password because we are entering the weak password. That's why we are able to see here the bad password. You have to enter the strong password. It should not be your name, content, all the stuff. Just we are talking about of the just we are talking about of the testing purpose. Just we are checking our user is creating or not. So you can check here, but where right now I'm in EC2 user. So do we pointing out that user? No, we are not pointing out that user. When we have to pointing, we have to switch that user. So how to switch that user? You have to use the SU. SU is nothing but switch user. Then what is the username? So Raju. It will be asked me for password. Then you have to enter the password. Then you can check here. So you can check here Raju. But where we are right now in EC2 user. So it is not pointing to my Raju account because we are right now in EC2 user. So right now I want to navigating to the current user to the home directory. How to navigating to home current user to the home directory? You have to enter the cd command. Then you have to enter the tilde command. You have to enter that tilde. So it is a tilde sign. After that, you can see here the Raju. After that, do we, are we getting here EC2 username here? No, we are not getting EC2 username because we are navigated to the current user to the home directory. You can check here. Suppose I want to delete that user also. Then how to delete the user? Then we have to send the perform sudo then sudo. But what is the sudo? Sudo is nothing but super doing operation. But right now where I'm in Raju account because Raju doesn't have any sudo privileges. So Raju cannot delete the any of the user account. So that that's why I have to switch. Raj user to the EC2 user because default user is a EC2 user. Right now we are in Amazon Linux machine, so that's why we have the EC2 user. So how to uh, navigate to the Raj user account to the Amazon Linux user? You have to enter the exit here. Once we enter the exit here, you can check here. You can see here right now where I'm in right now in EC2 user. Suppose I want to check the user, how many users do we have right now? So cat command, then etc command, then you have to enter the password. You can see here the how many users we have. Just we recently created the Raj user. Suppose I want to delete user along with user home directory. So what is the home directory? You can see here the John EC2 user. EC2 user has a home directory. After that, root directory, home directory, then EC2 user. You can see here that I have the Raju user. Raju user has also root directory, home directory. Then after that, we have the Raju. So my requirement is a delete user along with user home directory. Then how to do that one? So you can check here sudo because right now where we are in EC2 user. So EC2 user has all privileges of the sudo. So that's why I'm performing the sudo users command here. So after that, user del command. So that is called as a user delete. After that, you have to enter the username. What is the username? Raju. After that, remove. So remove whenever we are using at that time home directory also will be removed from Raju. You can check here. Once we deleted, I think, sorry, spelling mistake here. Sudo user del. After that, Raju hyphen remove. Okay, you can check here clear command. Whenever I'm clearing here, I want to check. So sudo, then after that etc. After that we have to enter the password. Then you can check here. Oh sorry, I think I have entered the something wrong here. Sorry, cat. I forgot this one. So etc and password because we enter the sudo. We are not. I want to check the user deleted or not. So I have entered the sudo. That's why we are not a command not found. So cat. Then after that root directory. Then we can call it a forward slash. Then etc. Then password. So once we entered, you can see here the Raju user is deleted from our account. So that is a multitasking management. If you want to add the user, then you can add it. If you want to delete the user, then you can delete it. So, but at that time, if you want to add delete user, that time we want to perform the operation. So we have the one privileges that is called as the sudo privileges. So right now, which user has a sudo privileges? EC2 user because it's a default user. Whenever we go with Ubuntu, then we have the default user has a Ubuntu. So after that, suppose I want to check the after that 1 minute guys. Suppose I want to check the some suppose I want to check the file content user information. So how to we can do this one? So you have to enter the etc forward slash etc. So then password etc etc then pass. So see, you can see here the permission denied because this file content has some user information, but where right now we are in EC2 user. So that's why we are able to see the access denied. I want to check that particular of the user. Then you can go with forward slash etc here. Then just you have to enter the password. Okay, so that right now we are an EC2 user. So all the performs that is called as a user management. After that, we have the I want to work with user groups in Linux. Suppose we have the one user group, that user group I want to create it. So working with user group in Linux, when we have to create the users in the Linux first. So how many users you can create it? It can be multiples. Suppose I want to display the all groups. How to display the all groups? You can check here cat command. Then already we seen this one. So whenever we enter the password, then we are able to see the all users. But right now I want to working with user groups. So we have to enter the groups here because what is the purpose of this command? So display the all groups cat then forward slash etc then forward slash group. You can check all the groups. We have the how many groups we have the users, one EC2 user, John user, all those groups we have the user. One is the root users, being then we have the number of users groups here. Then I want to work this one. Then whenever we create the user in the Linux, whenever suppose I am creating right now user, then it will be one user group. Also, it can be create the we can say call it the whatever we gave on the username. Suppose we created already Raju user. So that Raju user has a one user group. So that is called as a groups. So what is the group? Group is nothing but whenever we created the one user, that user has a one group. So we can say called as a user group. Suppose I want to display the all groups, then we have to enter the cat, then etc, then groups. Already we know that this command, cat command. What is the cat command? So it will be display the all data. So that's why we are using here the cat command. Suppose I want to create group in one group in Linux. Suppose I want to add one group in the Linux. Suppose I want to add one group. Suppose we want to add, just a minute, clear. Suppose I want to create one group in Linux, then we have to go with sudo command because sudo is nothing but it is a super doing operation. Create group in Linux. How to create a group sudo? Then we have to enter the group here. Then after that group add, then group name. So suppose I am grouping name here test. So you can see here, I want to check my group is created or not here. You can see here, etc, then cat, etc, then group. You can check here. So test because we added the group. How to add the group? You have to enter the sudo group add and group name. So already we created the John user. So one John user has a one group user. So we can say call it one user group here. Suppose I want to add, uh, my requirement is I want to add user to the group. Suppose I want to add user. Suppose we have the John user add into the my test group. So how to define it? You have to first clear this one. So I want to add users. First of all, sudo. After that, we have to use the user mode. So user mode because we are entering here the user mode because I'm adding the user into the one group. So after that, once we enter the user mode, then we have to enter the AG here, AG. Then after that, I want to group name here that is called as a test, and my group username is called as a John. You can check here we added or not. So how to check it? Cat then forward slash etc, then after that we have to enter the group. So how to we can check here, we have to enter the group here. You can check here. So test in test group we already added here the John user. So earlier we don't have a John in our test group, but whenever we add the user in one group, then you can see here the user in our one group. So that is the grouping concept. Suppose I want to remove user from the group. So how we can, suppose my requirement is changed, I want to remove John from my test group. Then how we can do this operation? Sudo. Without sudo, we cannot do the super doing operations here. So then after that group, so we can say called as a group gp password. We have the all short keywords here. We have to use the all short keywords here. So I'm deleting -d. Then what is the username? That is my username is a John. Sorry, John. Okay. After that, my what is the my group name? My group name is a test. So removing user from, you can see here the removing user John from group test. I want to check that one. etc then group. You can check here. John user is removing from test group. After that, suppose I want to display the users belong to the group. Suppose I want to display the group. Suppose I want to display. What is I want to display the users belong to the group. So how to do this one? Sudo. Then we have to enter the lid. Then we have to enter the -g. So because I want to display the users belong to the group. So after that, I want to mention here user group name here. So you can check here. 1 minute. I think something is missing. Sudo. Okay. Sudo. Then after that G, then test. You can see here the user. But right now, do we have any users in the test group? No, we don't have any users. I want to add that users, then sudo, how to this one, user mode. Then after that, A, capital G. Then after that, what is the group name here? Test. Then I want to enter my username is a John. You can see here. Suppose you can check here. I want to display the users belong to the group. So you can enter here lead, then -g, then group name. What is the group name here? Test. You can check here. So in this test group, we have the one user. So that is the displaying the users belong to the group. After that, checked one user belong to the how many groups. Then you have to enter the just ID here. So what is the ID? So right now we have the UID generated because you can see here the every uh, group has a one unique ID. After that, you can check here. One user has a how many groups we have. Suppose we have the number of groups. In that number of group, one users we have. So suppose we have the John user. In that John users, we added the in test user. Then after that, we have the another group name that is called as a test2. In that test2 also, we have the John user. So I want to check. So just you have to enter the ID. So once we enter the ID, then you can check here. ID, John here, John here, John here. You can say check one user belong to how many groups. So here you can check how many groups here. You can check here. So we have the one group itself that is called as a John. Every user has a every user has a one user group. So already we discussed. I want to delete the group. So how to delete it? Sudo. We have to use then group then del command. Then what is the test group? So my group name is a test. You can check here. So we want to check here, deleted or not here, etc. Then after that, I want what we want to test here, here group. So you can check here, test group is removed from our users. So that is related to the grouping in our Linux. So after that, I think everyone is cleared here. So it's simple command here. Just you have to perform the command as per your requirement. After that, uh, what is the sudo verse? Already we discussed, just we check here what is the sudo. Sudo is nothing but we can say called as a it is a very important configuration in our file Linux machine, because without sudo verse we cannot see called as a we cannot see called as a, any perform the uh, high level operations. So what is the sudo verse in the file Linux? So it is the important configuration file in our Linux machine. Using of this file, we can control which user can be run command as a super user. So just we have to provide the privileges. So what is the sudoer? Sudoer has all privileges. Then we can control the user command. So who will be perform the super user account, who won't be perform the super user account. So that is the sudo verse file in our Linux machine. So print it all. Suppose my requirement is a I want to check how many sudo verse file content. Suppose how many sudo verse file content in my EC2 users. I want to check it. Then you can check here sudo command here. Sudo is a operation. Sudo is we can call as a one root user privileges. After that, we have the sudoers file in a Linux. So it is a very important configuration file in our Linux machine. Using this file, we can control which user can be run command as a super user. So I want to print the sudoers file content. So how to do these operations? After that, sudo cat. Then we have the same thing here, etc. After that, we have the sudoers. How to enter the sudoers here? You can check here. We can check here all files here, and in that files allow root to run any of the command. Already we discussed sudoers is a file system. In that file systems, we have the all configuration who will be run our super user. So I want to run some commands. I want to control the some user. So then we have the sudoers file. In that sudoers file, you can check here how many users we have. Only one users we are allowing to the run all command. That is called as the root. Root user has only sudoers privileges. Apart from that, no one we have the users here. So we don't have any users here. That users we are not providing any of the sudoers command. Suppose I want to how many users we have. So I think we should first check our user is here or not. I think first of all we need to the clear from here how to create the one user. So already we discussed sudo, then user add. Suppose I want to add one user, that is called as a test. I'm creating the one user, that is called as a test. After that sudo I want to set the password, then password test here. Then you can check here test 123. After that, test 123. So you can check here all authentication tokens updated successfully. After that, I want to check how many users we have. Then just you can already we know that my user is created or not, etc. Then etc. Then okay, you can see here test user is created. So what is the sudoers? Sudoers, after that, we are talking about here sudoers file system. So what is the sudoer? Sudoers is a file system. In that file system, we can see the how many users has a control the sudo command. So right now, I want to check the how many users has a privileges sudo command. So you can check here etc. After that, sudo was here. You can check here only allow root to run any command anywhere. So root command only that is called as a by default EC to users, which is created from the our Linux operating systems. But right now I want to allow the my test user to the all privileges. So how to we do that one? So I want to uh, allow to the test user has a pseudo privileges that is called as a super doing operations. I want to allow my test user. So how to that privileges we can provide? You can see here we already checked here. We have the only one privileges. Only one user has a all privileges. That is called as a we can say called as a sudoers. After that, I want to provide the sudoers privileges to my test user. Then we have to enter the sudo, then va. Already we discussed va command. Okay. After that, we have to enter the va sudo. So after that, you can see here the same file, but it is in edit mode. So you can see here the allow root to run any command anywhere. So I want to same privileges to provide to the my test user. So how to provide it? You have to enter here. You can check here. First we printed file. After that we checked here. Here I want to provide the same thing here. All test. After that we have to enter the all. Then I'm providing the only privileges to the my test user account. So after that you have to enter the allow. So once we provided these privileges, then test user will be perform the sudoers command. Otherwise, we can see the access denied. So that is the configuration we are talking about here. So after that, once we added, you have to enter the uh, control X. After that, you can see here the if you want to save the modified buffer, yes, I want to mod. If you don't want to modify, then just you have to enter the no. Yes, I want to enter yes here. Then after that, once we click yes, then you have to enter. Then it will be exit from our files. So that is the changes, and we are providing the sudo privileges to my test user account. So I want to check it is added or not. How to check here? Sudo, then cat, then etc, then sudoers. How to do this one? We can see here. I think something is missing. You can check here. My test user also is added here, and test user also will be perform the sudo related operation. So test user can add the new user, delete user. So we can say called as a it is a one type of the admin privileges we provide. So that is called as a sudoers file. Sudoers file, it is nothing but it is a very important configuration file in our Linux. In that Linux operation file system, so we have to provide the privileges as per our requirement. Right? Suppose we have the multiple team in our company, so we have the 5 teams. In 5 team members, if you want to provide the 2 members sudo privileges, then as per this command use we can add the 2 users can perform this operation. So it is related to the sudo. So after that, suppose so already we discussed here how to connect the virtual machines here. So we are connecting using the SH client. But after that, I want to enable my password for the users. Suppose I don't want to connect with SH client. So I want to enter the username and user password. Then I want to connect with my machine. So then we have to go with enable the password based on authentication for the user in Linux VM. So do we know the EC2 user's password? No, we don't know. So that's why we are connecting with SH client. But already I know my test user passwords and my test user names also. Then we have the in Linux machines, we have to provide the enable the password authentication for that particular of the users. So in Linux VM, by default, password authentication is no, because my requirement is a how to enable the password based authentication for the users in the Linux VM. But by default, password authentication is no. Then we, if we want to connect with Linux VM by using of username password, then we need to the set the password authentication value as a yes. Then we will allow to the users uh, to the password by using of username and password. Then it will be connect. Otherwise, it won't be allowed. So first of all, what is the requirement here? First of all, we need to the password authentication value should be yes. So it's by default no. We have to modify the file. But which type of file we want to modify? It's related to the SHAD configuration file. So what is the SHAD configuration file? In that SSD configuration file, we have the authentication password for the particular of the user. So it will be already there. No. So just we want to value of as a yes. Then once we allow to the yes, then user can connect our machines by using of username and password. So how to we can do this one? So first of all, we have to check here authentication file. So I want to display the SSD configuration file data. So we have to go with sudo. Just we are doing here the checking the file or not here. Then cat, then we have the etc directory file. After that we have the sh. Then after that we have the SSD configuration. Then underscore, then config. You can check here. You can check here. Already we discussed in by default password authentication is no. So we want to allow the password authentication as a yes. So just we printed the file data. So you can check here. 1 minute. See file authentication. File authentication. See password. Where is the password authentication? 1 minute, guys. Here we have the file. See, password authentication is a. I think already I have allowed this. Yes, whenever we, whenever you checking the first time, it will be by default no. So I want to perform the password authentication as a no to the yes. So how to this one? So you have to open this file and you have to modify this file. So right now it is by default no. How to do these operations? We have to enter the sudo. I think already I have done some operations. So that's why I can see. You can see here the sudo vi. Vi is nothing but already you know that it's a virtual editor. So we are editing this file sh etc sh, which file? It is a sh, then sh config file underscore config. Then you can check here You can check here already my password authentication is yes. So I want to insert that file. Right now it is not in edit mode. So how to in edit mode? Just you have to enter the I. You can see here the insert. Already we discussed how to insert and how to edit it. So you can check here. So where is my password authentication? I think something is missing here. 1 minute. I want to edit from this one. Already we know that how to exit this one. So sudo vi, then etc, then sh, then shd. Sorry, earlier I was checking in the sh, but what is the file name? sd, then configuration. So earlier my file was wrong. So I think again I missed something here. So sudo, then cat. You have to very careful here. Sorry, vi, then etc here, then sh just config underscore here. I think again something sudo, then what vm, then etc, then sorry sh, then just config correct. So command not found. Sudo, sorry. So it is a why command not found. 1 minute guys. I think something is missing here. Sudo, after that vm, then etc. Where we are right now, we are in EC2, is that correct? After that ssh, then ssd, then config file. Why it is not command found? I'm not sure. 1 minute. I think we should check first this one. Sudo cat. You can see here we are doing the same perform the operation. I think 1 minute. So I think we should clear first this one. I think it is a cleared file. Oh, something is missing from my end. So you can check here password, empty password authentication, permit empty password also no. Earlier, whenever you performing the first time at that time, so I want to modify this file. So you can check here insert mode. Just I have entered the I oh, I keyword on your keyboard. After that, you can check here password authentication is no. So once we enter the no here, yes here. So whenever first time doing operation, you can check no like this. So just we want to enable this one. How to enable? We have to go with sudo command, sudo, then vi command. Then once we enter the vi command, then after that we have to enter the file name and you can modify this file. So it is just suppose I have password authentication is no. So after that I want to exit from that file. So just you have to enter the escape mode. Already we know that. Then WQ. So first time how it is a like this one. No. So I want to change no to the yes. So I think colon is entered from our end. So how to enter this file? Just you have to insert mode. Then after that, just you have to click here password authentication. Yes. So once we allow to the password authentication to the user, then user can connect by using of username and password. Suppose if it is no, then user cannot connect with password authentication. So after that, I want to save this file. So you have to escape from this file, then WQ. So how to check this file is updated or not here? Sudo, then cat command, etc command, then file name configuration. You can check here. My authentication is yes here because we modified this file. After that, I want to restart this file also. I want to restart this service. Which service? We are earlier it was using the SSSD service. I want to restart it. So how to restart this service? Because we are a root user, so that's why we have to enter the semantical, then restart SSD. How to restart the SSD service? SSSD service. Then sudo, then semantical, yes, semantical, okay, that is called as a system control, that is called as a short form of the semantic. So system control, then restart. How to enter the restart here? Because we are restart the my SSD services here. Then SSD. So you can check here sudo semantical restart it here. So once we restarted here, now we can connect with Linux VM using the username and password. So do we know the passwords here for the EC2 user? No, we don't have any. We are not aware about, and we don't have the password for the EC2 user. But we have the one user that is called as a test user. So I know the test user password name. So I want to exit from this file. So I want to connect the once we exit from the EC2 user, then now we can connect with Linux VM using of the username and password. So do we know the password for the EC2 user? We don't know the password for the EC2 user. So that's why we are connecting our EC2 user using a SH client. But we know that password for the test user, then how to connect it? So then just we have to enter the SH configuration here, then username. What is the username here? Test. After that, just go to the AWS account here. In the AWS account, we have the public IP addresses here. Just copy the public IP address, then go to the your git bash, then just you have to paste it here. Once we enter the sh, then test at the rate VM public IP addresses here. Just entered here. Once we enter the here, then it will be asked for the password. How we know that the password? What is the password for the test user? Test at the rate 1234. So you can see the my test user account successfully connected here. So here, did we any use SH client here? No, we are not using any SH client here. So just we are entering the username and password, then we can connect it because we are allowing the password authentications. So it will be by default value earlier no, then also we know that how to modify that file, and this just be password authentication value as a yes. After that we can enter the username and password, then we can access your uh, username and passwords here. You can see called as a, we can access our virtual machine by using of username and password. So we can right now where we are in test users. So that is the password authentication users in our Linux VM. So if you want to change the EC2 users password, then also you can change it. So you have to perform the different operations, then you can change it. So that is our root user. But whenever we created the one user, that is called as a test user. So it is a we can say called as a we created one user. So my requirement is a create a one users, and that users I want to add all privileges that level. So sudo verse levels we have the privileges. Then test user can be perform the sudo commands also. So that is the our authentication users, and already we discussed Linux is a multi-user operating systems. I think we should stop here our session. So that's it for today. We will continue tomorrow.